New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Rockin the Love. I'm Gil.
And I'm Robyn.
And we're here to talk to you about relationships, as we do every week at this same time. We've been out a couple weeks because of holidays and changes and moves and all that good stuff. But we're back this week, and we're excited to be here.
We're back.
Oh, no.
Yes, we are. We're excited to be here. We're excited to go into this new year, 2026. Gosh, I just remember being a little kid thinking, like, whenever you cross those century lines, like how are people born way back then, or like everything further ahead seemed futuristic and like space, like whoever thought we'd really just be hanging out here?
Yeah, well, I had the revelation this morning that my mom and dad would be like 90 and 92 or something now.
Yeah.
And it was like, what? Wow, we have hauled along here.
Yeah. Hey, Shay. How are you? Happy New Year. I see you successfully survived your turkey and French fries and all that good, yummy stuff you cooked up for the holidays. That's a great sign. That sounds really good right now, by the way. Doesn't it?
Cooking anything up sounds kind of good. Wow. So we are coming to you today live from our temporary California studio in Victorville, California. So we are on the move, heading back towards Albuquerque from our family time on the coast of California, which, by the way, was very nice and relatively warm. We even had some rainy days where you walk outside and go, it feels warm.
Well, it's relatively warm in terms of what we think of with rain and all that. Yeah. I mean, it was like 60s, though, during the rain.
Yeah, well, the one day it was like 72 out there, and it's like, wow. So anyway, it was interesting and fun, and
there was ocean.
We got to see the ocean multiple times when just turning corners and go, oh, there it is.
It exists. It's still here. Yeah, it was a good time. Good time. So it's been an interesting week, family week. I don't know. It seems like, does anybody out there do family without drama? I mean, no, really.
Please write and tell us now.
Please. Well, let us know, because it seems like even if that doesn't have to be bad, but like we were with our family and, there's teenagers there. So there's always minimal drama, but it's nothing that I would talk about. But then the dog had drama. And we had to spend the day going to the emergency hospital and the neurological specialist, and the dog had an operation and our sister was beside herself and, all of those things. But it's like, what is that? Is that like just the normal family disruptor? I don't know. Anyway, it's an interesting question, but if you do have get-togethers without drama, I'd love to take your workshop.
However, we did get to meet some people that we didn't know before, who are kind of part of the family down there in terms of friends, etc. And that was really fun. It turned out to be a really fun day.
Yeah, it was all really fun. And all things considered, it was a dramaless trip,
Yeah. Yeah.
except when it wasn't.
Except the dog.
Just the dog. The dog, but the dog was like a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, we love our pets, and believe me, I love my pets. And my God, there's just a lot of rules. That's all. That's all. Like when a animal becomes sick, it's like, what you do, baby? And it turns into this little baby that doesn't know how to do anything. Don't move. The doctor said, don't move. The doctor said, be careful. I mean, it's like, but we get so
Wound up.
But it's
That
all
is
good.
true.
And the dog is good. And the dog is,
Great.
improving every day. And everything's good.
Yeah. Yeah. And we rented a car to drive back home, and we were bringing a lot of stuff from there. And I managed to load all kinds of things into the car completely full, and then discovered 3 big bins that I'd totally forgotten about in a corner. So, all is well. They didn't come with us, needless to say. They stayed. I was like, no, we're not redoing this. But we did manage to have room even for our Amazon returns on our way, but we dropped those off yesterday, so that's good. It opened up some space for some potato chips or something. So
that said, life is back in the swing of things after the holiday. We're on the move. In theory, we have 3 more days of vacation, in terms of we're going to drive home slowly, get some work done. And we're going to get a little work done here today with you all. So Shay, please don't go away, because we'd love your input. And anyone else out there who's listening, I'm going to bet Alvin and Louise are out there listening.
they might be, if they're not listening now, they're listening later.
They like to be with us. And
The stealth people.
Yeah, the stealth people that come up and go, I heard your show. It's like, wow, okay. So we know the audience is listening, and we'd love to have your comments. So please put them in the chat. Let us know where you're tuning in from. We won't make you talk. It's just, we'd like to hear your ideas. And even if you put them in later, like if you rewatch or just put them in the chat, we'll see them. We'll get them. So do it, please.
All right. So, as we have traditionally done for quite some time, we like to talk about what's good in the world.
What's good in the world?
So, you have a good news story for us today?
I do. I have a good news story, and it is about a town in Spain that had wildfires, and the whole town lost, like 120 acres. I mean, it was a small town, and the 120 acres burned. It was forest, and it was charred, and it displaced over 8,000 residents, and they were dealing with the community, the loss, and all of that brings. And they purchased 117 lottery tickets in the town, and it was at a big festival thing, and the town, the lottery tickets won, and brought in each ticket brought in around $400,000, which came to nearly $500 million for the community. And they spread it out, and with about 10,000 residents, they got it translated into a sum of like $20,000 to $30,000 a piece, and they were able to take that and give it out like that. So that's a very exciting thing. And you may be wondering where Gil has gone to during this good news story. Well, one of the key things in doing anything live is to turn your phone off, or certainly have it nearby so you can do it more quickly. However,
I failed to do so.
there you go. So that's my good news story. Isn't that sweet, though?
Yeah. How much did this person get?
Like around 30,000.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. What a deal. I was wondering if you were going to say that the town then rebuilt a bunch of stuff with the money, but that's interesting. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I too have a good news story for us all. This comes out of Montana, where there's a group called the prayer. I'll tell you what they're called. They are a largest private land conservation project in America. The nonprofit American Prairie. They celebrated the new year by the fact that they have removed 100 miles worth of barbed wire fencing in Montana. Now, the way they've done this is they've purchased and or leased over 600,000 acres. And they are in the process of rewilding it. So their goal is to open it up so that the animals can roam and they aren't getting stuck in different places. They're not blocked off, because at one point all this land was owned by different people and ranchers, etc. And so everybody tried to keep their animals contained. So now the wild animals can move. And this group started 20 years ago working on this, working on getting all this land. And they also started a bison herd with about 40 bison. And now they have somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,600 bison that are roaming. Maybe it's more than that. Anyway, it's a lot that, are free. And so part of the thing is they're free to roam over this whole area instead of just the small area where they started. And, I can see this really, they call it rewilding. And the idea is to really create a wild area that was once taken over by people, but to send it back to the wild. So it's pretty cool. I thought it was interesting.
That's very cool. It's very humane.
Humane.
No, I mean, I think, that's one of the things I like about these good news stories is so much of the time you hear things you didn't know because they don't make the mainstream news.
Right.
But you see that things are going in the right direction, that the environment's being cleaned up, or animals are coming back and being repopulated, or, all kinds of things like that, as well as obviously the human stories of, that give you faith in knowing that there are people out there doing good things all the time. So, yeah, I think it's very powerful.
All right.
All right. So that is it for our good news today. So what we're going to do is take a little break, because why not? Why not? Life is about the breaks and what we do with them. So do something meaningful on yours, but make sure and come back so you don't miss what our year is going to be about. All right. So see you in a few minutes, right back here on New Thought Media Network.
Please help us say thank you to all of our organizational sponsors, including the Hefferland Foundation, Affiliated New Thought Network, International New Thought Alliance, Science of Mind Archives and Library Foundation, Center for Spiritual Living Denver, Center for Spiritual Living Midtown, New Thought Philadelphia, Center for Spiritual Living United Life, Sunshine Cathedral, Planned Happiness Institute, Summit Center for Spiritual Living, One Heart Retreats, Universal Joy Center, Unity Kitchener, Unity Spiritual Center Ottawa, Home Center for Spiritual Living, Satya Center, Begin Within Ministries, Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey, Unity of Savannah, and the Center for Spiritual Living Seattle, as well as all of our individual donors. On behalf of New Thought Media Network, thank you, and please like, share, and subscribe. New Thought Media Network. Come be you.
And we're back. Gil is busy packing a suitcase so he can leave afterwards, telling me about the things he's found. But we're back, and here we are.
Sorry about that, folks. I'm usually distracted.
Oh, God, it takes a village. Okay, so today we're talking about
Talking about what's our theme for the year. And we say, what's our theme for the year? One of the things we're talking about is what is our theme for our show? What do we want to focus on? I think reality is we're also talking about what are our themes that we're looking at personally, and what are the themes that you folks are looking at personally and for the things you want to accomplish. And not so much even accomplish, just how do you want to be? Go ahead.
Yeah, I think, we in the past we've come up with a theme for us for the year, and we've had like living our life like it's golden, and we've had, different things. Last year I had my own theme of, well, it wasn't really a theme, it was an intention for the year. That my intention was that it was going to be the best year ever. And it was something that I could then call on all the time to remember, even when things didn't seem like the best thing happening, to find the best thing about that and in it. So yeah, CSL picks a theme of the year. I mean, most centers do, most churches, centers, whatever, come up with a theme. And this year is,
I believe it is open at the top, which is a thing that Ernest Holmes talked about. Ernest Holmes being the founder of Science of Mind, which CSLs have come out of, and his idea was that we have to be available to what's coming in. And I was thinking about this in relation to like a theme. Part of the thing is having an intention, having something that holds the container is what allows it to be open at the top. Because if there's no container to hold it, then everything goes away. There is no top. There is no anything. For us to be open at the top to receive, we have to have some intention and something that we build from within in order to be available to what's coming in from the top. That was something that came to me.
interesting. And Shay says that her qualities for the year is align, allow, create, and radiate.
That's great, Shay. Align, allow, create, and radiate. I have to say that allow for me is key. Sometimes we get so caught up on that idea of creation that We don't allow for what's going on. And I think that's great that you have those both in the same grouping. Because really, to be fully creative, we have to allow what's coming forth to come forth. And allow what, as Robyn said, when things come that don't look like we thought they would, allow for that to be part of the creation, you know?
Yeah, and allow for me, as a lot for me is surrender.
Mm.
I mean, because I feel like for me, again, not trying to put this on anybody, but I feel like that's the journey, is in each moment, like, how can I surrender in this moment? I mean, where, when, and just being able to witness and to stand in, like, if I'm fighting for something really hard kind of thing, and why, and do I have to be right? Do I need to win? And not that any of those things are bad, but really assessing where I'm coming from. You know what I mean? And allowing it to unfold however it unfolds, which may be different than whatever I think is right.
Mm.
I use the word right loosely, but you know what I mean.
What your thought was about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, to me, I don't know, so much is about surrender, but yes, I think those are great things too. So, Michael, producer Michael, can you, if you're awake in there, can you just check and make sure that is the theme, CSL theme of the year? Because, the husband can be wrong sometimes.
Yeah, we don't want any false advertising here.
Last year's theme was Grand Rising. Was it? Or was that the year before?
Like 2 years ago.
That was 2 years ago. But then they put it in, everybody kept saying it this year.
Ah.
Okay, so last year's theme was something else that was hard to remember. And
so the I think for me, the thing that I want to find a way to be effective in leadership and to be available to allow for growth to happen however it happens. I mean, I feel like I get too caught up in what should be, what could be, and I want to truly show up where I need to show up, and I want to not show up where I don't need to show up, if that makes any sense. I mean, I don't want to spend my energy in places where I don't need to, and it's not helpful, and the better I can work with my energy, the better I can find those ways for me to continue to be happy, for us to be happy in our relationship, for all of that, which promotes my ability to do well in the other areas. What do you think of that?
do you really want to know?
Oh, I don't know. This is a dangerous question. Well, hello.
Thanks.
Hi there. Let me get us all in the same frame. Yes, this is the flight deck, and yes, it is. The global theme is open at the top. Ernest Holmes. This is from the community page for Centers for Spiritual Living. Ernest Holmes continually reminds us that science of mind must remain a living teaching, shorn of dogmatism, freed from superstition, open at the top for greater illumination, unbounded and unlimited. That's a quote from Science of Mind magazine in October 1971, yet grounded in timeless spiritual principles. So that is what the global theme is for this year, is open at the top.
Thank you very much.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I think what you said, I mean, I agree with what you said. And I think this is what's so beautiful about what Shay said, and just the allowing part. Everything you said was great and sounds so structural to me that I have to stop listening on some level, because you're talking about what you want to do. And I don't know if you said it or not, but I hear in your mind your wheels turning on how and when and where and how and this and that. And I think that's why I think allow is part of the key. Because when I hear you say those things, I go, that's already happening. Like you're the one that doesn't see it, And so there's a part for me where it's like, and I know this sounds airy fairy, and I don't mean for it to, but it's like, but I also know you guys are going to understand what I'm saying, that you see people declare what they want, or you hear people that have left the planet or, taken their lives because they couldn't be what they wanted to be. And we go, what do you mean? That's who you were. That's what you gave us. That's what you're doing. That's what you did. And so it's somewhere in that area for me of, I don't know, maybe it's allow and acknowledge, allow and trust, allow and believe, allow and faith, to know that if what I really want, what I see and what I really want is really what's happening. Like my mission in life is is to be able to inspire people to be all of who they are. Am I doing that? Well, certainly not the way I thought I would. Certainly not the way that I think it would look, or what I would need to do or want to do to share this gift or this talent. And yeah, I get it. I'm doing it. I get it. People come up and say, "Oh my God, I can't believe you said blah, blah, blah. That's just what I needed." And somehow that's doing it. But does it feel the way I want it to? No, not necessarily. You know what I mean?
So what I'm hearing is recognize and acknowledge as part of one's own journey, to be able to recognize and acknowledge where our desires are already manifesting, if you will. Like you said, they don't necessarily look like we thought they would, but that doesn't mean they aren't manifesting. Doesn't mean they aren't happening. Doesn't mean we aren't being effective. It's just not the effective, that we put down on paper, or the effective we learned at the workshop, or the effective.
Or the effective we see on TV, or the effective we've been taught all our life. In order to succeed, it looks like this. You're making 6, 7 figures, you're doing this, you're doing that. You have this house, it looks like this, and that just, yeah, I mean, I think what you just said, and also there's that faith and really, again, I'm going to go to Shay's word of allow, when allowing ourselves to feel all that success, even when it doesn't look like it, to feel that.
Yeah. I was really struck by that desire word that you used in there, because I think if we really take what we talk about, and we talk about this idea that that our desires are what's driving what's happening. They're where we're focusing. It's what's being created. Then it makes sense that they're showing up. But I think the big thing is we often don't recognize it. Sorry, I can't read without my glasses. Apologize.
Okay, Gil's just a little distracted because the screen popped up, the screen pop thing. Anyway, so do you know what you were saying?
It's about desire that truly, when we set our intention, our desire, on what we desire, then it comes forth. And how it shows up, we don't know. And so how our desire to live in the world, our desire to serve, our desire to whatever is going to be happening, whether or not we're recognizing that it is.
Yeah. So Shay said, I think what you're talking about, perhaps it's already done.
Right. Yep. It's already done.
So, but the journey with it's already done is there's still a before and after to it. You know what I mean? Like, I got it. God knows what I'm here to do, and I'm doing it. But for me, in this human life I'm living, there's stages.
There's a linear aspect that we live in. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't always go there, but yeah.
I know you don't.
I mean,
but
so
that's what you're describing.
It is what I'm describing, that, but so it's confusing to me in particular, because I don't always go to the linear, and that trips him up, and that's whatever. But yeah, it is already done. And and it's true. If we can live into the it's already done, then we will experience the more.
Mm.
So if I can live into the fact that, wow, every day I'm inspiring people to be their best selves. Wow. And if I can do that, then every day it's going to grow. And it may reach the point where it looks like whatever I think, or looks better than I could have ever imagined. But not if I'm stuck back at figuring it out.
Or stuck back at what it doesn't look like.
Right. Exactly. That's the same thing. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not seeing it. I'm not. And I think it sort of creeps up. So here's what I got in that. What did you say again? Please say it again.
Oh,
what was the statement though?
When we're living, about living into the more?
Yeah, why were we living into the more?
Because it's all good.
No.
Yeah, because it's done. It's all done.
Because it's done.
It's done.
It's done. That's where I thought there's the theme. It's already done.
Okay, that's a good thing.
Yeah, that hit me as a theme of life, to stand in that space of it's already done. So how do I actually live as it's already done? How do I recognize the ways that it is done, even when I don't think I'm seeing what I wanted? And how do I, in trusting that, allow for the space for it to be done in a certain way? Because I'm knowing that it's done.
Good questions. Let's see what Shay's saying out here. In the case of XYZ, needs to happen first, and it may look and feel messy. Oh, wait, did I miss one? I did. Sorry. When I'm in alignment, everything that counts out of that, everything that comes out of that is good. Perhaps not immediate, but eventually. And it equates sometimes to see beyond appearance.
Yeah.
In the case of XYZ, needs to happen first, then it may look and feel a different way. Yeah. It's already done. Okay, you like that thing.
Or as the kids say, I'm cooked.
No, that's not the same meaning.
Oh, it's not? It's already done. I'm cooked.
No. There's a whole different spin on uncooked.
Ah.
This could be why we have problems with the teenagers. No, cooked. Anyway, different show. So it's already done. Yeah, I like it. It's okay.
I mean, what if we could? What if our intention was to truly live in that knowingness that it's already done?
Well, I think it is. I mean, and that I think it's great
Well, I think it,
in that way. And I'm a little stuck, people. I'll be honest, because I had a thought for our theme, and this was what brought us to this place because Gil couldn't even think about it. So when I think about, I told Gil that I thought our theme we have envisioned on our theme, which we usually do. So before you ask, there it is. We have envisioned, but it came up for me that our theme should be road tripping or the alchemy of road tripping or something because we're starting the year on a road trip. We're in a hotel right now. And I thought, what happens on a road trip? You're open to curiosity. You're looking at new things. You're seeing things with new eyes. You're letting old things go. You're on a journey of like curiosity and adventure and connection and everything. It's all new. And to that, I will say there's an aspect of when it's all new, that's when we really know it's already done, you know? So it's the same feeling, tone in a way. In a way. Mine is funner. Yours is
road
more,
tripping to being done.
no, you're cooked. Um, anyway, so yeah, I mean, it's already done. I do like it's already done. And I like just remembering that because that is a good affirmation as well to just be able in the moment to take a breath and know it's already done. It's already done. So I like that too.
Well, I think there could be a combination because I do think that road tripping is more fun. I didn't want to tell you that earlier because, you know, I didn't,
You were jealous that I came.
I didn't want to encourage you. But you know, the idea that being on the adventure, because the whole thing with that is you're open to what's new, you're available to, you're available to what shows up instead of having to create what shows up. You're available to make what shows up into the fun.
Exactly. And if you're on a road trip, the horror stories even become the great stories later, like when you're, after the trip. Oh my God. And then we like when the family came to New Mexico and they decided they'd go to the beach because there's this place called Tingley Beach and they were missing California and the beach. Like, oh, okay, Tingley Beach. And you went to Tingley Beach and it was all like glass and
It was not a beach. It was a couple of man-made lakes where people fished, and then there was an overlook at the river, which you couldn't get to the water from, and there was no beach on the water. And then, of course, depending on the time of the year, there is no water. So it is.
So yeah. So
it was
no,
immensely
but
disappointing.
those kind of things become fun and funny, and we find that fun in things, and we don't always do that. We tend to get more stuck in it when we're not on a road trip, because then it's part of real life. We as humans separate things a lot.
So we should be road tripping into our new center.
Exactly. But that's the thing. It's all a road trip. If we can look at every adventure, we should be grocery shopping like we're on a road trip. We should be picking up the dog poop. You know what I mean? It's all, like, again, look, when, in theory, if the story is true, when our godson went out to clean the backyard, he found a bag of money planted underneath the yard. So what do you find when it's an adventure? What do you see? What are you looking at differently? All right. Anyway. Okay. So,
that kind of makes me miss our dogs, by the way.
Okay.
Since they were the ones that dug it up, supposedly.
If I could remember that, that'd be nice. That's the struggle. Yeah. So that said, those are our thoughts for the year. I know there's more of you out there. We can see. So put a vote in there. But we can always road tripping could be the overall theme of the year. And then we could like focus on these things during the months or whatever. Anyway, I think there's a lot there though, because I think going into the new year, yes, sir.
I think we have to get a new car for road tripping. All right, just kidding, folks. Just kidding.
He's not.
I'm not,
Anyway,
but I am.
yeah. All right. So that said,
I'm excited. I actually feel pretty good about it. I think for me, there's a lot of emotional stuff going on around it.
well, I think our goal, part of the next 3 days of us taking the end of our trip together alone is to really sit and look at things. And we really want to up level a lot of things, including our show. And we really want to make sure we're bringing you what you want and what you need. And, that um, road tripping, that we're, and that's what we take out into the world, just like Rockin the Love. It's like we don't always hammer that in, but it's so much about being the love out in the world. And we see it all the time. We see it every day. We know it when we hear about the news or headlines or any of those things. And so we want to up level. So any input you can give us would be fantastical.
Phantasmagorical.
That's what I was thinking.
Phantasmagorical. That's from Fantasia, isn't it?
Don't know.
Mm.
All right. So what else?
Well, what are we declaring for our new year? I mean, I think the road tripping, things are fun, being available and open at the top. And as Shay said, allowing and creativity and all those different pieces.
Well,
What
we,
else
we were out to lunch with people yesterday, and I asked the question, what are you claiming for the new year? And there was health, there was whatever, there was a lot of things, but health, abundance, prosperity. And mine was curiosity, adventure, and creativity. So I don't know what that looks like particularly, as if becomes an affirmation for me, but I do like those words. I like adventure and I like curiosity. And when I said it yesterday, because they were like, you thought about that before you said it. I was like, no, I really didn't. But I did think in the middle of it, when I said curiosity and adventure, I thought, I better make sure creativity's in there. I did think about that because I want to live my life from that space. So those were my things.
Yeah. There's, gosh darn it, there's so much in my head I can't get it out. Thank you. Oh, that's so good. Just the idea of adventure and curiosity, and what I was thinking about was about how pivotal that was in our previous work around things, that you have to get curious, that whatever you're doing you have to get curious. And I think that applies, whether you're trying to understand someone else, whether you're trying to understand what's going on in your life, if you're really open to allowing what is to be, sometimes you get curious, like, okay, so what is this teaching me? What am I getting from this? What's the upside? You know, where's the upside? I know it's here. Where is it? But getting curious about it.
Yeah, I think also the thing about curiosity is if we ask more questions, then we're not living in the world of, yeah, I know. I know already. I know that. I've done that before. We're allowing it to be new. And, I think that's really important. I think that's really important because I'll just speak for myself that when I don't do things like that, then I get cynical. And I get like, I look at what's going on in the world and I get combination of, well, whatever, what can I do? Or I'm gonna, yeah, I go into whatever mode it is, whether it's warrior mode or whether it's, I don't know, I can't fix it mode, or it's never gonna change, but if I get curious and I continue to ask questions, then I find new ways or new places or, new groups or new people that give hope to situations or solutions or possibilities.
I I'm thinking of the story on Good Morning America this morning that we were watching. This is the anniversary of the fires in LA today. And they had this group, um
Girls group.
yeah, it was a girls group. They're from Altadena girls. And it was apparently started immediately following the fires. And part of the idea was to gather supplies and things to support different people in the area who had lost homes and everything. And it also gave people something to do. And you can see now, just looking at what's going on, the whole organization appears to have been open to what's possible because they're creating spaces for people to create connection. They're creating spaces for people to get things that they need. They're creating places for people to serve. And, I mean, all this stuff is happening as a result of we want to help out, right?
Yeah.
We want, there's something we can do. This is asking us something, and they got curious. What is it that we're being asked to do? And they started doing it, and then every day they were curious enough to go, oh, we could do that. But let's continue to create. Let's continue to move forward.
Yeah, and I think it speaks to something that you talked about earlier. I don't know. I don't think it was on the show, but um, a lot of the times when we start to think about things like that, we think of why we can't do it, you know. And if they had said to somebody, "Oh, we're going to start this and we want it to be this," it would have been like, "You can't do that. There's no place to do it. It's going to cost too much. Where are you going to get this from? Well, how are you going to do that?"
Every building in town's burnt down. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, no, they just were on a mission and they started one piece at a time. I mean, and so often, we stop ourselves with that limited thinking or the hows, you know. And so I think for me, curiosity sometimes takes me out of that place, or it puts me in the positive part of that place, like, well, how, and being able to brainstorm ideas for success instead of um, failure.
Well, I think getting curious and going, what's possible, opens up a whole different space than explaining why things can't happen, why you've tried it before, why, all those different pieces. Why it doesn't make sense, why we have enough to deal with our own family, why.
Well,
know?
and it goes to that place of we don't know, and it's already done. If you had the idea, it's already done in the mind of God. So how do we move in that knowing? And you hear those stories about, yeah, I had this idea, and then I sat next to this person on the plane, and oh my God, they wanted to fund blah 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 blah, and they went right with my idea, or I'm reminded right now of the story I read about Robin Michelle Reiner and this person that they befriended in prison who'd been in prison since he's 17 years old and he's 51 or something, and for a murder that he says he didn't commit. And they've gone through all these trials and tribulations with him, and they just became like best friends and family. And that Rob saw he had written some stuff and that had been turned into kind of a play performance thing. And then Rob saw that and, connected with him, and they would email him, and Michelle and Rob Reiner would email every day, and he became family. And he said he had this whole thing set up with the prison that didn't happen. It was supposed to be in December, where the prisoner had all these bracelets made that said "Stand by Me," which was a Rob Reiner movie, and that they were they handed them out to the prisoners in the jail, and they were going to watch the movie and then have Rob Reiner do a discussion about it. But like all these things that if you looked at the story, you'd go, "Oh, never going to happen," right? Why the hell would blah blah blah? And it's like you can't live from there. You've got to live from your heart.
Isn't that the crux of almost all of these good news stories that we talk about? How the hell are you going to attain 600,000 acres and take down all the barbed wire fencing from it in a small volunteer group of people? How are you going to do that? That can't happen. No. What they looked at was what's possible. Let's see what's possible. What could we do? And, how do you get a bunch of guys to have a dance with their daughters and they're all in prison? That doesn't make sense. We can't allow that down. We can't allow these people in. We can't allow that. That can't be done. It's not okay. No, you go, what's possible? What could happen if we did this? What
could happen if we bought a lottery ticket?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's living into what could happen. It's knowing, all right, it's already done. Even if it's, we all don't go out and win $1 million. There's something set in motion for our good, for our prosperity, for our, it to appear.
Mm-hmm.
So that said, our theme is moving somewhere in that direction, everybody. So if I was you, I'd tune back in next week and see what this road trip has given us by the end of the week, when we're back in the confines of the normal, wonderful sanctuary with our dogs waiting for us in New Mexico.
What's possible? What's possible? What's possible in the confines of your normal everyday life? I think that is a fascinating question for moving forward. What's possible?
All right, so contemplate that.
Yeah.
Contemplate that, and remember that it's already done.
It's already done. If you can think it, it's done.
So rock the love, everybody. And we will see you next week. Happy, happy, happy New Year. If you would like to start your giving and prosperity and tithing for the new year with New Thought Media Network, we would be so grateful, because it makes this all possible. And it gives us the privilege of working with wonderful producers like Michael Mangus and others who donate their time. So a little something, something is always good for everybody. It makes the world go round. So we love you. We thank you. And we'll see you next week. Peace and blessings.